Hey guys, welcome to my another travel vlog. I boarded the Aeronaut Airlines to reach Whitehorse, flying over the Canadian Rockies. I'm so excited to be here because viewing Northern Lights has been on my bucket list for a long time. You can take in the vistas of majestic ice-capped mountains and sparkling lakes from your window seat. This is almost the same view you'll see from the helicopter tours. I visited Yukon in new moon phase during the first week of April, which is perfect for seeing the aurora borealis. Right after landing, my husband and I checked into this cabin. You can for sure watch northern lights from this cabin when there is a prediction. But I would suggest to go somewhere far away from the city with less light pollution. Since you will be staying in the wilderness, it is a good idea to stock up some frozen foods that you can heat up in the microwave. You can purchase from Whitehorse downtown, which is a half-hour drive from this place. It was a pretty spacious loft bed. Of course, there's no room to sit up. We had the opportunity to enjoy our dinner while watching the snow-covered trees and hills. I was eagerly waiting for northern lights to show up, since there was a KP6 index and G2 storm prediction that night. They provide candles to make it all cozy. Around 11 p.m., I was able to see faint lights, so we headed to Chadburn Lake nearby. Between 12 to 1 a.m., we were surrounded by bright visible lights. We had the frozen lake to ourselves. We parked our car in the frozen lake and enjoyed the dancing lights by sticking our heads out from the sunroof. It was minus 5 degrees Celsius. It was pretty cold due to the wind factor. We got some wonderful pictures clicked. It was a clear sky, so the display was spectacular. Certainly one of our memorable nights. The best months to view northern lights are from March to mid-April and from mid-August to mid-November. Next day, we visited Yukon Wildlife Preserve, a must-visit place to see wildlife in its habitat. We were walking a trail and stopped by to observe elk behaviors. Next up are the wood bisons. We also took a bus tour that stopped at all the wildlife spots. We finally saw a moose. I've always wanted to see one up close. The bus tour guide did a pretty good job explaining about its antlers and elusive nature. Our next stop was to see mountain goats. If you visit ahead of the bus schedule, you can do a walking tour as well. It is covered in the bus admission ticket. In the evening, we went for a hike to see Miles Canyon. I have already explained about canyons in my videos from Alberta. I recommend bringing good winter shoes while visiting Yukon. The view from here is breathtaking. The trails that lead here are not well maintained in winters though. The Yukon River has cut its way through a flow of lava. After this hike, on our way back to the cabin, we saw a fox wandering the streets. Next day morning, we got some pictures clicked outside our cabin. Started our day quite late since we stayed up watching the aurora right from our cabin. Alaska is just 2 hours from here, so I decided to drive. Most of the stop signs were in Tagish language. I'd strongly recommend to rent a car for this trip. It snows often in Yukon, so I would suggest renting an SUV or a truck. I was stopping almost everywhere to get some scenic pictures. On the way to Alaska, we stopped at Carcross Desert. It is a small desert covered with snow. Tagish First Nation in Carcross is a traditional territory that has descendants of the Tagish people. After stopping here, we continued our drive to Alaska through White Pass and Yukon Road. There is a train that goes between Whitehorse and Alaska, and it's called Scenic Railway of the World. The driving experience alongside the railroad was one of a kind, taking in the panorama of glaciers and mountains. There are a lot of lookouts and viewpoints to stop along this highway. The scenery is changing every few minutes. The drive here oozes the feeling of total isolation, so it is important to fill the gas tank before taking this highway. If you venture into the White Pass area, you'll discover very quickly that the White Pass has much more snow than Whitehorse. Near Alaska, you will see clouds on road. There is no network between the US and Canada border. After crossing the US border, we reached Skagway. We decided a quick stop at Skagway since it wasn't cruise season, then decided it was far too nice to leave, so we ended up having lunch. The city is famous for Klondike Gold Rush historic site. After returning to Whitehorse, near airport, you can visit Beringia Interpretive Center, which is an exhibition facility where you can visualize the wonders of a lost Ice Age world, such as woolly mammoth, saber-toothed tiger, etc. It was interesting to know that Alaska and Russia were once connected. Next day, we headed to Kluane National Park. This is a special UNESCO World Heritage Site and the largest internationally protected area on the planet. This lake is near Haines Junction, a good spot for viewing northern lights. Kluane Lake has fantastic scenic landscape that is hard not to photograph. I hope you enjoyed this video. There are a lot of factors for viewing northern lights. To know more about northern lights prediction websites, check out the description in this video. Thank you so much for watching and please subscribe to my channel.